Evening. Welcome to House Church. We are in week 4 of our 5-week series on Luke chapter 5. And this week we see Jesus calling one of his 12 disciples, Levi, also known as Matthew. And Levi was a tax collector, which really was a super hated occupation by the Jews because these guys were out collecting taxes for their occupiers, the Romans, and they'd often collect even extra money for themselves. But after Levi becomes a follower of Christ, he throws a party for all of his friends to meet Jesus. By the way, often the most effective evangelists are our new believers, because in the early days they still have great contact with all of their non-Christian friends, and their friends can kind of easily see their new excitement in them. And so Levi hosts a party with a bunch of his tax collector buddies, and the Pharisees cannot believe that Jesus is hanging out with not just one tax collector, but now a whole group of tax collectors, and they're just incredulous about it. How could this holy man, Jesus, hang out with the worst of the worst in their minds? And so Jesus says to them, it's not the healthy who need a doctor, but the sick. He didn't come for the righteous, but for the sinners. And of course, we're all sinners, right? As Romans says, no one is righteous, no, not one. And so all of us need to go to the great physician, Jesus. We need to take our brokenness, our hurts, our pain to him. But it can be hard to do that, even as a Christian, because once you've been a Christian for quite some time, for years, for some of you, for decades, for others of you, and let's say you mess up yet again, right? Maybe you even majorly mess up. I think it can actually be kind of hard to go to the great physician, because you can feel like, well, I've been a Christian for a long time now, and honestly, I should have this figured out by now. I shouldn't be doing this anymore. And yet, you're still a human being. Yes, God is changing you as you press into him, but your sinful nature is going to be with you until the day you die. And so you're going to fail. And so you need to know what Jesus thinks about you when you fail. No, he's not pleased with sin, but he still loves you, my friend. It's like when one of my kids sins. I'm not happy about their choice, but I still love them, and I want to help them. In Dane Ortland's powerful book about Jesus, Gentle and Lowly, which is a great book that you should read, he shares the following illustration. He says, okay, imagine there's a compassionate doctor who's traveled deep into the jungle to provide medical care to a primitive tribe that had been afflicted with a contagious disease. And he says this doctor, he's got like all of his medical equipment flown in, he's correctly diagnosed the problem, and he's got all the antibiotics prepared and available to help people. And let's also say he's independently wealthy, so he's got no need of any kind of financial compensation from the people. But as he seeks to provide care for them, those who are afflicted refuse the care. They just want to take care of themselves. They want to heal on their own terms. But then, finally, a few brave young men step forward to receive the care being freely provided. And then Ortland asks, what does the doctor feel in that moment? He feels joy. In fact, his joy increases to the degree that the sick come to him for help in healing. It's the whole reason he came. And so it is with Jesus. He does not get frustrated when you come to him for fresh forgiveness, for help, or in distress, or when you're feeling empty. Remember, he's the great physician. He came to heal and to keep healing. It gives him joy when you come to him. Let me actually close with a quote from the greatest pastor of all time, Charles Spurgeon. Spurgeon writes this about the great physician Jesus. He says, "But you will ask, what is this doctor's fee? This doctor, Jesus, gives healing without money and without price. And you may ask, where is his dispensary? It can be found by every creature under heaven who trusts him. Christ presents a free and complete cure. And you will ask, what are his hours? Any hour, in every hour, by night or by day. But you will say, where can I find this doctor? Just wherever you are sitting now, you can find him if you will but breathe this prayer. God, be merciful to me, a sinner. Amen.